Well, this is going to be great.
Welcome to the White House Pod with David A.R.
I'm gonna finish what I started.
It's not easy, but it's simple. I'm just going to kick this off because, as you know, we never have enough time. But this lady, can I call you a lady? Does anybody ever say that?
A lady? You can call me a girl. I'm a girl. I'm just a girl.
Just a girl
Yeah.
who does so much.
I do a little bit of this, a little bit of that,
A
like
little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Like you.
Oh my gosh. Chilli's in the house, ladies and gentlemen.
Woo!
Yeah, okay. We got two. All right, Chilli, you're here. You're here. You made it.
I made it.
How are you?
Finally. I'm good. I'm good.
How long ago? You've been here a week? Or 6 days?
Yeah, about a week. About a week.
You live in Atlanta?
I do.
And
Stone Mountain, to be exact.
Why would you
called
want to be
Stone
exact?
Mountain.
You want people like to come out there?
I'm just saying. But you know what? I live. I'm kind of like transitioning to Tennessee.
Really?
Yeah.
Why? Are you going into country music?
I'm not. I'm not going that deep in that.
Road to country?
No. No.
Wait, there's a lot to this. Why? What does that mean?
No, I mean, I like some country music, but I'm not
do you
really
feel like
like
Beyonce moved into country?
I don't know if that's where she's gonna stay.
Yeah.
I think that's probably something maybe could have been like on her list of things
To accomplish it?
Mm-hmm.
What about all the stuff about how did she just won all the Grammys and then what's his name put all the money in and all the
So I'm a musician.
I know.
So you
can't talk about this stuff. But I'm just saying. All I'm asking though, I have a question though because I'm not a musician, and this stuff is more prevalent in the fact that I'm reading about it, and I'm like I don't know how to feel about it. So I'm asking you as a musician, not you don't have to share your if you're like a magician.
Yeah.
Is it similar? Is
Well,
it similar? And you can't talk about magicians can't talk about obviously secrets of how to do something, but can musicians talk about things like that, or is it off?
Well, I mean, but
I'm not. Yeah.
the Grammys are, what they are. Just like they're
You
they're
won
the most
70 of them.
Not 70, but
Close.
I have a couple, But in my opinion, the award. I mean, it's nice to be acknowledged, but that's not the real thing to me. It's about, when you're at the height of your career and after that, can you maintain? Because everybody's got 15 minutes. And either the 15 minutes is kind of long, like in sports, how they stop the clock.
Yeah.
It could be like that, or it's like fast and it's over.
I get the thing about the 15 minutes of fame.
No, but I was saying you want to be
awesome.
But you want to be able to
Sustain.
Yes.
Right.
That's the most important part, that you can, you don't have the number one song on Billboard anymore, but yet you can sell out your shows. And because people still want to hear from you, they love you. And for us, it's weird because, I go out and I look into the audience and the youngest could be 5 years old and the oldest in their 70s to see TLC. And everybody's singing all the words. I'm like, 5? How do you know these songs? And they do. They find them somehow. Their parents have introduced them to it. And, kids go on YouTube and they start finding, I think 90s was the best music time, the best era of music was the 90s.
Well, it's fun.
Fun.
It's just fun.
And you had a mixture of everything. You know what I mean?
I would say that. Yeah, I would say that. Do we? Do you at all? At this point in time, we're not in the '90s anymore. But do you guys? Do you feel like you want to bring it back, or is it just it never left?
Bring what back?
The '90s feeling. Because obviously you guys still feel that way with obviously when you play. Ben, did you start out as a dancer first?
I did.
Yeah.
I did.
Did you do like ballet when my daughters, started 3 doing ballet and then they?
No, never anything professional. You mean like growing up?
Yeah,
Is that what you're
growing up,
saying?
like when you were
I
a
thought
kid,
you meant like
when
in
did you
before how I got in TLC.
No. I'm sure
Okay.
you already obviously were always a good dancer and you had rhythm. I would imagine it was innate. But did you ever take the classes from early age, or was it always just boom?
Just dancing outside with everybody.
Okay.
I visit my great grandmother, who we called Big Mama, and
Was
all
she
the
an amazing
kids.
dancer? Big Mama?
Big Mama was just kind of sitting on the porch watching, and me, my cousin, and like other people, because I'm coming from Atlanta, and I'm just like, what's the latest dance? And then we would do that and makeup routines and stuff like that. So it was just always ongoing, singing, all of it.
Did you have lessons for singing?
No.
Really?
I didn't have
amazing,
any lessons. It just singing along with songs that you like. I guess that was as best as I could get.
And then when did you you were young? What were you? 19, 20?
20.
When you got your first.
We were 20 and 21.
But you got another. You were in another group. Damien Dame, right?
So I wasn't.
Dancer.
So no, Damien Dame was the first group that LA and Babyface. They came to Atlanta and opened up LaFace Records.
Okay.
That was their first group, a duo, a guy and a girl. And this guy knew I could dance, but he didn't know I could sing. So he would say, "Oh, LaFace Records, they have this big audition for dancers. Damien Dame's looking for dancers or whatever." And I blew off the first one. I don't know. I just wasn't really thinking about it. And I was in school, and then the second time
Were you
he
in
said,
high school?
"No, I was in college,
Okay.
like freshman." And so, and then he said, "What did he tell me?" No, I wasn't a freshman, but a sophomore by this. No, a freshman. So anyways, it was like the end of it. So he was like, they're having another one. Promise me you'll go. And I said, I promise I'll go. And I just left an interview because I was going to school. I wanted to be like a buyer for a department store, clothes. I really love that, right?
That was your passion?
One of them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You actually thought that was going to be your job.
Well, because I thought that, the only way you can make it, you have to live in LA or New York.
Oh.
And Southern girl, Atlanta, I was like, it's not happening here. So I didn't think about that anymore. And then I left the interview, and then I was like, let me go to this audition.
Had you been to other auditions, or was this your first audition?
It was my first.
Wow.
And I walked up in there, they put the music on, I started dancing, and I left. And didn't think anything about it. Got home, you remember, what are those voice machine things? What were they back in the day?
Answering machines?
Yeah, like answering machines. So
Leave a message.
I had 2 messages. The 2 messages, I got the job, and
You deleted that one?
no, and then and they chose me as a dancer. So I called the lady, the manager, and I told her everything, and I said, for some reason, I feel like I'm supposed to do this dancing thing. And she said, you know what? Do that. And if it doesn't work out, you can always come back here. And the rest is history.
You never came back.
I didn't.
Is she still calling?
I should have
She
kept.
stopped after 40 albums. She's like, I don't think we're going to be able to get her anymore.
Yeah.
Sell another 25,
So,
30 million
It was
albums.
crazy. It was crazy. You
All
know.
right, so we start that. How long are we on that before you go into TLC?
Not long. Not even a year. It was a few months, maybe 3 months.
And how did the segue go into?
So what happened? I was in the a dancer for Damien Dame.
Yeah.
And when LA and Babyface, they would come to, rehearsals frequently because this is their first artist or group that they're putting out. And I just walked up to him and I was just like, hey, I can sing. You want to hear me sing? And I just started singing. And LA, who was married to Pebbles at the time, told her about me. This was on a Thursday because they were going to have this big audition on Saturday to find a third member. Tiana and Lisa was in a group with this other girl named Crystal, who I actually
She's right here.
went to elementary school with.
Crystal Jones.
Yeah. And she the name of that group was Second Nature. And it's so funny because if you look at the picture of the 3 of them, versus the three of us. Or it could have been me, Lisa, and that girl, and not Tion.
And you actually know Crystal. You went to school with her.
I didn't know who that was until like later.
Oh, you didn't know you were in school.
I looked at her. I was like, wait a minute.
Oh.
I remember her in 7th grade.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. So this is what happened.
So,
did you guys ever get the group?
Pebbles came to rehearsals, and she asked me to go back to the office to meet Tion and Lisa.
Okay.
And I met them, and I started singing, and we put together a routine that evening, and went back to Pebbles' home. And
I'm sorry. Who's Pebbles?
Pebbles was L.A. Reid's wife. She was a singer, Pebbles, back in the
80s?
in the 80s.
Okay.
Late 80s. Once I got in the group, it was almost like the puzzle was completed because it was meant to be.
But wait,
the three
what happened?
of us.
What happened to
Crystal?
Crystal?
Well, before
She finished 7th grade. Like what? Oh, another thing I can't talk about.
no. What happened?
I forgot to mention I don't have much of a filter.
What had happened was she got kicked out of her own group.
It was her group to start with.
It was her group called
Wow.
Second Nature, and then Pebbles thought she didn't think that was a cool name, so she named them TLC because it was Tion, Lisa, and Crystal.
Yeah.
Those were their names.
Right.
And so she thought that Crystal was like a weak link
Wow. From the singing type of thing?
from everything,
Okay.
just the look,
Okay.
the whole thing, right? And she talked to Tion and Lisa and Tion had to have that conversation with her.
Wow.
And Lisa is so funny. She said, we have some good news and some bad news. And she said, the good news is Pebbles want to sign us. And she said, and the bad news is you got to get out the group.
Oh my gosh.
You're out the group. Yeah,
Wow.
that's how that went.
I mean, talk about direct. That's a
Yeah.
good thing about just being direct because there's nothing. I mean, they say like if you want to fire somebody, and we've had to do this in our company for years, and I had to learn about firing. I'm not corporate, but we became a corporate company.
Yeah.
Which was hard.
Yeah.
Because you'd have to sit in a lot of meetings and the whole thing. But one of the things, the harder thing was when it came time to let people go because we had to downsize.
Yeah.
Firing people.
Yeah.
Quickest way to do it is the best way.
Yeah.
Make sure they come in, do it in 2 minutes, and then you walk them out. Don't ask any.
Yeah, you
and I'm like,
can't.
well, that seems so
You
emotionless and everything. And they're like,
you can't
no,
because
just
then
say,
you get
thank you so much for being
you get
here.
sad
goodbye."
and it's
Yeah.
just
Okay.
it's
and then somebody walks you out and you're like, whoa.
yeah.
There's no time to get sad.
It's-
All right, so how did Crystal? Where is Crystal now? Do we know? She moved into another direction.
Could have been in her life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
but
haven't. You guys. Haven't
I saw her
connected.
once. She was working. I think she was like a receptionist at some place. I was going to a lawyer's office.
Yeah.
And I saw her, and we spoke. I mean, it was no hard feelings because, like
Oh,
I
you
said,
didn't- yeah.
I didn't
You
even
had
know.
nothing to do with
I had
it.
nothing to do with that.
Yeah. Okay, so then Chilli comes out. The name Chilli, obviously they say, Lisa just named you, but is that because that was a C? You
Yeah,
made
so it was
C?
already they were already called TLC, and obviously
and your name
Rozonda
is
wouldn't
Rozonda doesn't quite-
wouldn't work, and so we were at the studio throwing out names, and I believe it was Lisa who threw out the name. We were just throwing
Well,
out
it
names.
says right here, this is what
Yeah,
they
I think it
credit
was. Yeah, I
her.
think it was Lisa, and I said, "That's it.
Yeah.
That's the one." Chili, because I bring all of the sauce.
Sauce, right? The
Yeah,
spice,
the chili sauce,
the spice. I believe that.
spicy, yeah.
That's kind of fun.
Yeah,
I mean, kind of fun. It's your
I
name.
think out of all of our nicknames,
Yeah.
mine is the
Well,
coolest.
the left eye is like, that's an interesting one.
Well,
And then,
it's because so this guy that she liked at the
it said
time,
she had a beautiful left
he
eye.
said that her left eye was a little more different, like shaped
Sparkly.
than the other, but it was pretty. So he said, "Come call you left eye." So she just she liked it.
She liked it.
So we were like, okay,
Yeah, I mean, talk about like
yeah.
amazing. But what you
Amazing.
can do with names, like okay, so do you ever go by
Rozonda.
I don't even know how do I pronounce your middle name. Asilian?
Oh, don't worry about that.
Okay, we don't talk
Don't
about
even
that.
worry.
Thomas. Like, how did you come up?
Listen, my mom was 17 when she had me, okay? So
Yeah, but who comes
we're
up
going
with...
to give her a little break on that. I was like, Mom, that sounds like a
You didn't
like an
change it,
antibiotic.
is the interesting thing.
Doesn't it? It sounds like an antibiotic.
Oscillion, yeah.
Yeah, Oscillion, like, you know,
Oscillion.
400 milligrams.
Either that or...
Or a fish.
No, I was gonna say-
Blackened Oscillion.
I was going to say like a queen back in the 1600s or something.
Oh, okay.
Queen Oscillion.
Okay.
That sounds more like what I would think.
Yeah.
It's like more like Shakespearean type of thing. You know? Like, okay. But when you take the name Chilli, automatically were you like, oh my gosh, I love this, and every day of my life I want people to call me Chilli, and people all over the world will know me as this name. Mm-hmm. It was that simple.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Once I know something, I know it. I don't like have to second guess. And I'm not like one of those super overly analytical, you know, how those kind of people are.
Yeah, they think about things.
And they dissect it. You solve the problem. Now you're going to dissect the problem, and it's a whole nother thing now, you know. So
You always knew.
I'm not like that. But
That's
yeah, I
pretty
knew.
cool.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you were that way with the podcast here. Like you said, I had to ask you like to come on, and then I was like, well, she's very busy. She's not going to be here in LA because obviously you're doing, you know, unbelievable tour stuff. But you could Zoom. You know, we have so many people Zoom in on the podcast, and you're like,
you have to do it in person.
No, I have to do this in person.
Yes,
David, I will see you in person.
Yes, I'm very particular.
Yeah, you are.
Yes. Mm-hmm. I know what I like and what I don't, you know.
All right, I have a question. Can I talk about your dating for 2 seconds?
No, let's talk about your dating.
This is my show. This is you're the guest.
No, you're right. And we're friends and we can talk.
Hold on now. Jeez. No, but on Wikipedia, only 2 relationships. We know the one with Usher, 2001. Sorry, newsflash, in case you didn't know it. That lasted 2 years. Mm-hmm. And now you're dating Matthew Lawrence.
Yeah.
But there's a 20-year gap between the 2 relationships. Why didn't they print any more? Like, I don't believe that you just didn't date for 20 years. Or did you not date for 20 years because you know exactly what you want when you want it, and you're like, I'll take that?
Well, no,
Sounds a little wrong, but...
this is good. That was good research because... You're right. It's been that long, like as far as like a boyfriend,
well, I'm like
somebody
reading
that
through on your personal life because
I
understand you sold 70 million albums. I got all that, but I want to know the personal. 85?
Yes.
85 million albums?
Yes.
When did we cross the 85? Was it like yesterday?
No, it's been a while. It's been a while.
How?
We do have one diamond award.
Okay, wait.
Let's go back to your dating life. Don't change the subject.
85 million albums.
How many dates?
How do we
85
know this?
dates?
I have to know this. But when does it go from? Because I maybe I was wrong. Oh no! Look at this. The group went on to sell 65 million records. So why? Here's my question to you. I know it doesn't add up everything, and these things are wrong.
Yes, okay.
I know that. And apparently, probably you maybe have dated somebody in the 20-year gap.
Okay.
That this also doesn't say.
I did. I went on dates, but I just like with me, it's almost like it's like no more than like can't hang for past 2 months. You know, if it starts feeling kind of icky.
Do you have a type? Because Usher and Matthew Lawrence are 2 different types.
They are very different, but Matthew is more of my type.
Okay.
And Usher was definitely my type in many ways, but Matthew is like my type. My type. Yeah. But
are we just now figuring out our type? Did
absolutely
it take a while?
not.
Or no?
Absolutely not.
Because
You know what I like? I like what I like, but I'm kind of like, you know how like guys like really like to look at like a pretty girl. Like I like to look at a pretty guy. I like.
Oh, yeah, Matthew's a good-looking guy. We're showing him right now on
I think he's
YouTube,
very
Spotify.
good-looking.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he's...
Without sounding weird, I'll say he's a good-looking guy. Good job, Matthew.
Yeah, I like what I like. I'm the type, I'm like when I see someone and I just can't help myself, like I have studied your face in like 5 seconds.
Wow.
You like the shape of your eyes. You're very handsome.
Wow, look at that, guys. That's very nice of you.
Yeah.
Did you ever want to be a plastic surgeon?
No.
Well, you could have been.
I could have been.
Yeah, because
I'm
boom.
so good.
There it is, that.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Do you walk around secretly, like if you had like 9 lives, would one of them be a plastic surgeon to help people and fix them?
I definitely would have wanted to be, like when I was a kid, I wanted to be a doctor and a singer.
What kind of doctor, though?
I didn't know what kind of doctor. And then when school started, biology was, I struggled for that B+. So after that, I was like, I don't know if that's going to be.
Did you go to college or did you just go right into
I went to Georgia Southern.
For a year?
Yeah.
How long? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What were you studying?
And then TLC. Oh, Lord. Communication arts.
Okay.
Everybody.
For a year.
Pretty much everybody.
Yeah.
About a year, yeah. And then, TLC. And of course, you always say, I'm going to go back.
Yeah.
And it doesn't happen usually.
Did you feel like you needed to go back, though? Was there something ingrained in you
No,
if you don't have a degree?
I didn't feel like that.
I did.
Well, in my opinion, I feel like whatever it is that you have this passion for, God blesses us with so many gifts. And so whichever door is open and it happens to be one of the gifts, then and it's something naturally in you, then I don't know, like that's a success.
Yeah.
To me, I don't feel like I didn't feel like I had
oldest, youngest, middle?
What, in TLC?
No, in you, in your parent, your brothers, sisters.
Oh, I'm the oldest, and then my brother. I have two brothers that are. My dad he was out there,
Mom and dad divorced early, or
no? My
together?
dad. Who knows? I may have another sibling somewhere, and he came from a family of.
But if your siblings, your unknown siblings, haven't found you yet, I would imagine.
But how would they know that I'm their sibling if they don't know if that's
I would
their
just
dad?
imagine you
I
have
didn't
all
meet my
kinds of
dad
people.
until I was 25.
Oh, okay. Well, you left that part of the story out.
Well, I thought you did your research.
Well, I did.
And Sally Jesse Raphael show found my father.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
And did you meet on the show?
I couldn't do that. I told him, I said, I will come on the show, but I can't meet him for the first time on the show. Yeah. Because one of the producers was watching MTV, and we were on there, my group TLC, and they asked each of us, what is your dream? And mine was, I'd love to find my father. Because
did you grow up without a dad then?
Mm-hmm. It's just my mom and my great grandmother.
Your mom never remarried?
She never married because she was 16 when she got pregnant, 17 when she had me. Thank the Lord she had me.
Yeah.
And my dad was in the Army, stationed there. And then when he left, he knew she was pregnant because he was told. And, just being irresponsible, unfortunately. But
how was the reunion when you were 25? Because you were already a huge success at that point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, TLC was.
How fast did you become a megastar?
I don't know about the megastar stuff.
All right, let's just call star, and then we'll
no stars.
We'll hit you as a megastar when you sell 10 million of your first 85 million. Guys, this is what's interesting about Chilli here is that we met via Instagram.
Yeah.
Right.
I reached out to you
a couple years ago, right?
I was trying to find you. You don't understand. Ago. It was a search.
Really?
It was because I really wanted to get in contact with you.
Why?
Because I wanted to work with you. I wanted to meet you. I love.
No.
You
have a lot of television shows.
I've done some stuff, but not necessarily. It's just other things that I'm interested in. You know, like I think that there should be more movies about the different stories in the Bible, not the ones that we have seen multiple times, and that's great. But there are more stories than, Moses, and you know what I mean? Like
this is why you tried to DM me and just to let me know that I needed to make different stories, better stories.
No, not that you need to make better stories. That I would love to do something like that with you and talk to you about that, and then. Yeah. I probably went on Pure Flix and watched everything that you'd ever done on there.
Wow.
Yeah, from you.
And you're still here. Uh-huh. You still showed up.
Still showed up.
Wow. What was your favorite? If you watched a lot of that, that's a lot.
I did. I watched everything.
Did you like the God's Not Dead movies? It was
Yes. I mean, I went to the theaters except for the last one where I told you I was
65 million
time.
in the box office in the first one.
Well,
not
whatever.
85 million albums.
Well, hey, I contributed to that. Okay, because I went to the movies and not just by myself. It's me and my girls. We all went.
Oh.
And I loved all of them.
Well, I was surprised. I was honored that you reached out, and I was like, it's probably a fake Chilli. There's probably a fake, because there's so many fakes floating around in social media.
Yeah,
and that's
But you saw the blue check. And now we have each other's digits.
I know. I like it. It's great. What's so cool, though, is this is literally the first time that I met you.
Yeah.
In person.
In person.
We've had a couple phone calls. Me trying to twist her arm to just come here, actually, if I get to meet her. But I'm glad you did.
Oh, yeah. Well, I knew that I was going to be out here for a little while, and so I knew I was going to see you this time. So that's why I told you.
You're out here for a while, though.
Yeah, for a month. So your dating life, what's going on with that?
Hold on now. I'll get back to that. We're going to get back to this.
What is your type?
When you sell,
what is your type?
When you sell
David's
85
type.
million albums, here's my question, right? You just did, we'll get back to this, but you just did the whole drop of the ball on New Year's, right? That's a big thing. You guys have toured. How many shows did you do in 24?
In 24?
Do you remember?
No, I don't.
I mean, like 100? Like a full-on, because you went on, you go on tour.
Probably 100. Probably 100.
And your voice is unbelievable.
Thank you.
I read here that you're somewhere along the way your voice left you for a year, which I thought was interesting.
It was after the first album. I had 2 soft nodules. It was during that time though. I didn't know. And but I didn't know at the time I had acid reflux, so all of that contributed to those issues. And so right before our second album, CrazySexyCool, I had gone to an ENT in Atlanta.
It's an album that I listen to often.
Good.
Crazy Sexy Cool.
And he said surgery. And so
did you have it?
No way. And Babyface told me to come to LA and see Dr. Sugarman. Joseph Sugarman is the best ENT. I'm telling you. He
the
sees
names
all
that you've thrown out in the last 7 minutes
they're
just like it's just astounding.
Isn't that cool? Like Dr. Sugarman.
We don't normally have these names on this podcast, but I really like it. Pebbles, Dr. Sugarman,
Babyface.
Like all cool names.
Well,
and then I got David White.
And then you put the initials in the middle. You didn't always have that. How did that come about?
She's trying to hijack my show again.
I'm just asking a simple question.
All right, fine. I'll answer this one.
Yeah. What made you add the initials?
Well, David White was a guy by the name of Larry Tate on Bewitched. Remember that show?
Yes, I remember that show.
And so when I got to LA, he was still alive because SAG wouldn't let me have the name.
Oh.
So then I tried for David Andrew White because I have 2, David Andrew Roy White, and then that was taken. Then I tried for David Roy White, that was taken. So it was like, how many David Whites are there? Well, so then Michael J. Fox was, obviously. So that's why I did the initials. I was like, well, this isn't terrible. I guess I'll just throw some initials in there.
Okay.
And then I finally could have a name. And SAG would let me have a name.
Okay. Well, it definitely stands out.
Not as much as Chilli. Chilli, where did we get tattoos on our arms?
Yeah, this is henna. Sometimes I'll get it done. Not always for.
How long does it last?
For a wedding. About a week.
Oh.
Week or so, yeah. And
why don't we just commit fully and just get them done?
No. You mean like real tattoos?
Yeah.
No.
Do we have any real
tattoos? You
tattoos?
can at least switch up. I do have 3.
That's it?
That's it. And if I could go back, I wouldn't have any.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Who's the funny comedian who's covered in tattoos, who's dating the Kardashians? He's funny
the
white guy. Pete Davidson's removing them all now. He's getting them all removed, and he's like,
it has to be very painful.
Yeah, that's what he said. It was super painful.
Yeah.
But your 3 that you have, we're keeping them though. We like them.
They're cute.
Can we tell the audience where they are? Because everybody wants to know now. Because this is why you're gonna have to tune into YouTube right now, is because you're gonna want to see These wonderful tattoos.
Well, okay, so I have one.
Do you have one like on your ankle?
I have one. Yes, I have one on my ankle. It's just like a rose vine going around and like a cross. And then I have one that's like on the left side, like right above the bikini line, and it's just like a purple rose.
You're definitely going to want to come to our YouTube to see this right now.
And then I have one on my left booty cheek.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's an abstract. So that one was a cover up because it was the first tattoo I had gotten, but it was ugly.
So you redid it?
I just covered it.
With what?
A flower, like an abstract flower.
Okay. We like the flower better though.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Yep.
All
Purple.
right.
Do you have any tattoos?
I have one.
Where?
Right here.
And
Yeah.
what is it?
Oh, well, it is a cross and a dagger mixed, so it's not. It's actually really good.
Yeah.
I actually really, and then because I liked it so much, and I wanted to get another tattoo somewhere on my left side, and then I could never come up with anything that I wanted to do better than this one. So I left this one.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
I hear the music.
Yeah. They're
When
trying to
we
rush
come
us.
back,
No,
when we
we're
come back, we're gonna find out what's your type. Because they want to know. The ladies want to know.
All right, so hold on a second. So because they're going to kick us out here really quick. When you go on tour? There?
We have all of the tour dates for the summer.
Yeah.
So I don't know exactly.
Are you excited about it? Do you?
I love
You
it.
love touring. Like what do you? I mean, you've been touring years now.
It's been 30 years.
30 years of
Yeah.
touring. Does it? Is anything different today? I mean, obviously it's different, but I mean, like, are you more driven now to go out on stage than maybe you were when you got tired?
No. Like in the beginning, I probably wasn't as confident because I was just so nervous, But that was just the beginning. But now and over probably the last 20-something years, I'm just pumped. I'm just ready to go.
And are you ever tired, or does the adrenaline kick in?
No, when we get off, I'm like, I can do it again. I'm like pumped.
Are you always healthy, or do you ever get sick?
I get sick every now and then.
You look like
maybe
you are just like an Energizer bunny full of energy.
I am. I have way too much energy, and I don't know why I'm like that.
You get up early. We talked about this.
Kind of wake, yeah.
Yeah.
But I still need more sleep.
But you don't want to go to bed earlier.
I can't. I'm not sleepy.
So you 6 hours?
I would like to have 7.5, 8 would be a dream.
All right, so what can you tell our listeners really quick, though, because you're a strong woman of faith, which we didn't even delve into. I hope maybe you can, will you please just come back and talk to me for a little bit longer?
Yeah.
Dare to Dream, that's the podcast thing. How do you encourage people out there with your all-knowing wisdom and your endless amounts of energy and your extreme directness?
Well, my thing is, first of all, as a believer, I think that we have to really not talk the talk, but we have to walk the walk, and in order to really know the Lord that we say we love so much, we have to study the Word, and that's how we truly get to know who the Lord is and why He has done so many things and continues to. We just have to be in the know. So you have to study, and it's a forever study. The Bible is like you're never gonna just get it.
Has it always been a thing with your group too? Like, are you guys on similar faith walks?
Tion's a Christian, and we're in different places with our walk, but bottom line is we love the Lord.
Yeah,
we love the Lord.
Which always makes it easier,
and
right?
Always stay true. You got to stay true to yourself. And that's hard to do sometimes, especially in an industry like this, and you can be the odd man out, but we've always been outside of the box. I mean, that's normal for us.
Really? Why do you say that? Why have you been outside
of the
box?
Well, just from day one, just the way, it's 3 girls.
Yeah. Which it's cool that your stat here became the best-selling American group of all time.
That's pretty cool.
American girl group of all time.
Pretty cool.
It is. I mean, it's amazing.
Just the way we dress and everything. It's just.
I love all your videos. They're so fun.
Yeah,
they're really fun.
Always had a good time, except for a couple of times.
I introduced you guys to my daughters not that long ago, because they didn't know the name. They
Yeah.
didn't know TLC. Because now my daughters are 12 and 15, but they were like a year ago.
It's very
14.
important that they know the songs now.
Well,
okay?
no, but then they do. My 15-year-old Ocean was like, I know that song. I know that song. I know.
Wow.
Of course, they knew them.
Yeah.
Even my little one was like, oh yeah, that song. Yeah. This is the kicker though.
Okay.
My little one, because they don't like the things that Dad says. I think you should watch this.
Yeah.
Or listen to this. Is like everything to push against it.
Yeah.
Right. So so automatically. Why do we have to listen to this? This is my little one. My
Yeah.
middle was like, oh yeah. And sure enough, the middle one come around and she's like, this is super fun. This is super fun music. And I'm like, there you go. Exactly. That's what I think is what's so refreshing about you guys is that it's
I'd love to meet your girls one
there's
day.
heart, there's fun, and I would love to. I don't know whether they can come to your show or not. I haven't even seen your show yet, but I hope I
know,
get to.
and we need to make that a thing in the past.
All right, ladies and gentlemen,
So in part 2,
it's Chilli for sure.
we're going to talk about a lot of other things, including personal things about you.
Chilli. Personal things about Chilli. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, please write Chilli all your questions for the next one.
Yes.
And
David, please, so I can ask him the things that you ladies would like to know. We're going to get those answers.
And I'm going to get those answers. Chilli, thank you so much for being here again.
Thanks for having me.
Please come back.
Absolutely.
All right. Bye, guys.